What do traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs, and 401ks all have in common? They're all retirement portfolios. If you're expecting a joke, well then I apologize for the disappointment. But if you're expecting an answer as to whether or not you should open one, then I think you should watch the rest of this video. Welcome back to the channel, I'm Jacob Fisher, and today we're talking about retirement accounts, specifically IRAs, and whether or not you should open one. Now they save you money on taxes, but does that mean you should open one? Let's first differentiate between the two IRAs, a traditional and a Roth IRA. Now, they're pretty simple to differentiate from, so this will be quick. A traditional IRA, you deduct the money from your total income now, and then you pay taxes on it later. A Roth IRA, you put in after taxes, and then later on, it's tax-free withdrawals. Meaning, if you think you're gonna have a higher income when you retire, then it's better to go with a Roth IRA. Inside an IRA, you also don't need to worry about taxes. For all the dividends you earned in IRAs are not taxed, unlike they are in a normal investment account. Speaking of, if you earn dividends in your normal brokerage account, you will need to pay taxes on them unless they are qualified dividends, because then if you earn less than $38,600 a year, you won't need to pay taxes. Of course, if it's over that, you will need to pay taxes on them. It changes a bit based on your income and household status though, but anyways, inside an IRA, not taxed, no dividend tax inside that. But you also won't be able to use that dividend income for your life. Your daily life, that is. You can use it after you retire and can withdraw from the IRA. No one likes paying taxes no matter how much money you make. People just don't like taxes unless you do, then what? So should you open an IRA to avoid paying taxes? Well, first of all, the max contribution is $6,000 per year, which doesn't lower your income all too much. Secondly, if you make above $139,000, you cannot contribute to a Roth IRA or $206,000 if married filing jointly. Traditionals have no income limits, but it's the same, $6,000 per year, and a 401k, you can contribute up to $19,500 a year. If you make $50,000 a year and contribute the max to an IRA, you save about $500 in taxes, and your take-home pay is $35,000 or $2,916 a month. If you don't do that, your take-home pay is $40,000 or about $3,333 a month. Having more income can be great if you're trying to save up for a large purchase like a house, because typically you cannot borrow against your IRA without a penalty and having to pay it back later. Now hear me out on why I don't think you should open an IRA and should just open a normal brokerage account instead. Real quick though, if your employer offers a 401k match program, definitely do that because it's like free money at that point. Typically it's like a 6% match up to half of that. So if you contribute 6% of your income, they'll match that half. Just because if your employer offers a 401k doesn't mean you should also open an IRA though. And let's get into that. I think buying a home would actually save you more in the long run because you get to deduct things like property tax, mortgage interest, and PMI. Plus, if you have clean energy and a first-time home buyer, you get special tax benefits. If you use the same salary of $50,000, then you could afford a $300,000 home. Let's just find out real quick how much in taxes you would need to pay, at least where I am. They'd be about $128 a month, and interest would be $583 a month, and of course interest would go down as you pay off the home debt, but that would be $8,532 in the first year you could deduct. Now keep in mind that taxes can be tricky, and I am certainly not a tax accountant or certified in that way, shape, or form, so definitely go through a professional for this. In my eyes, you could save up for retirement with both an IRA and a 401k and buy a house later on, or you could have your 401k and buy a house sooner, and that would allow you some special tax advantages. If you save $6,000 a year towards buying a house, you would miss out on the potential advantages of that growing in the future, but you'd be able to buy that house and then save more on your income overall. In income to put away, I would do this first, max out your 401k with an employer, start saving for a house, and then open an IRA if you have that much money available to do. The tax benefits of having a house and also building up an asset outweigh the benefits of an IRA, at least for me. Let's do some quick math on this. Standard deduction is $12,200, so you could deduct that. But with the house, you should be able to itemize your deduction and deduct more. you should be able to deduct around $15,000 to $20,000 per year. Now I know it's a big range, but that's just what I found online when I was researching this. Let's say you could itemize your deductions to $16,000 per year. You could estimate that your total income tax is $7,501 per year. But keep in mind that your total take-home pay is now $40,000, which is the same level for making $50,000 and not putting $6,000 in your IRA. You pay less taxes just because you own that home. All that being said, if you can manage to build up a down payment for a house, max out your 401k and IRA, well then kudos to you. That's pretty incredible. I can't do that. So if you did that with your standard 401k match at 50 cents to the dollar on the 6%, then your total federal taxes would be $6,471. That would be cool, but I cannot do that right now. Kudos to you if you can. Let me know down in the comments if you like my plan of 401k, house down payment, and then IRA. I'm curious on your thoughts. I upload videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on travel and finance, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure you subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.